Yo, what's good, fam? Agent O here, and as most of you guys know, that those of you that have been like following my channel, I like concept motorcycles. I like motorcycles that look like they don't exist in our world, and there is an actual motorcycle that looks like a concept, that looks like something that you'd only see in a movie or in an anime or something, but it actually does exist, and it's called the Traverston V-Rex. As you can see from the photos I'm showing on screen, I really dig how this bike is designed. It looks like something straight out of a cyberpunk movie or something, or an anime. And I've always liked the look of this bike, and I always said if I ever had just enough disposable income, I would get a motorcycle license just to buy this bike, because it's something that you don't see on the road, on the street every day, and that's what I like about it. So I always wondered why not a third-party company, but any company in general never did a version of this bike in 1/12 scales. Like, I never always looked out for Maisto hoping they would do it, and there's some other companies as well that do 1/12 scale vehicles and bikes and stuff like that, and I've just never seen it. So I came across this Chinese company by accident that is doing the bike, and here is the HuaYi model, die-cast scale model replica of the Traverston V-Rex. There's a red version with the red and silver and black, and then there's a black and silver version, and that are for sale, that are sold by this company. I couldn't decide which one I wanted, so I just went ahead and I bought both, because why not? You know, it wasn't stupid expensive. Both of these costed like $13 and some change each, and I got a really good deal on shipping because I bought them off of AliExpress. So after this review, if you decide you want to get this, I would skip the eBay prices and all that, and I would just go on AliExpress and get it there. Plus, if there's any shipping issues, you can always open a ticket with them, and hopefully they'll handle that part of the if that problem ever happens to arise for you. It didn't for me. Luckily, I got them, and I had no problems. But yeah, this is it. You can see from the huge window, you can see a lot of what the bike looks like. There's not a whole lot to the box art. It is what it is. It's not, I don't know, you guys know me, I don't really care about box art. On the bottom, there's a lot of Mandarin text, and I can't read any of it. I do know that some of it is instructional. Like, I think this line here is the kind of battery you're supposed to get for it. What's my bet? Yeah, I think it's, but I'll talk about that in a little bit. For now, though, let's get these guys open and let's get to the reviewing them. All right, I'm going to start off with the red bike, and there are some pros and cons about this toy. First off, I just want to talk about all the aesthetics. This looks pretty much like how the bike looks in real life. I think they did a pretty good job. There are some die-cast metal pieces, but there's not a whole lot. It's mainly just this part of the frame that's die-cast metal, and then the rest is all plastic. The wheels do roll. They're rubber, which is all right and good. It does have a spring shock, which also serves as the activation for the sound and light feature. I did forget to mention there that the lights do light up, the headlights down here. These are like signal lights in real life, and they really should be like yellow instead of silver, but I guess they just didn't want to spare the money for more coloring for a different color, so everything is just silver, or parts that are supposed to be, or anything like that. I do like the look of the engine overall. I think the engine looks pretty good. It looks like how it does on the bike. They did a pretty good job with the vac metal and the metallic looking gloss, both on the die-cast metal portions and on the plastic portions. It's nice and reflective and shiny. I do dig that. There are some paint defects though, as you can see here on the silver, on the silver portion. It looks like there's some like it got scratched up or something. I could go in there with some silver paint and kind of like cover it up, but I don't really care enough to do all that. There's some pros and cons with this toy. The paint apps are definitely a con, at least with this bike. Because since I bought the black version, I didn't get any paint defects on that, even though there are portions of it that are painted black and stuff that's cast in black, like most of the engine portion of this bike. So I know that it's a QC issue and not like a manufacturing issue. If they were to clean that up so that every bike that came out or every toy they did came out looked good, looked passable, then that would go a long way to you getting more bang for your buck. Because like I said, $13 and some change isn't really bad for one of these bikes. Like I look on eBay and I see Maistos going for a bit more than that, almost 20 bucks. And you're lucky if you get free shipping, depending on who's the seller. So I do like the fact that this is a budget price for something that also has lighting and sound features on it as well. You think about when Mezco did their Ghost Rider figure and bike package. That was like, I think it was like $160 if I recall. So that's for a 1/12 scale bike that had light up and sound features. Here's a 1/12 scale bike that has light up and sound features, and it's under $14. So what does that tell you? And the detail, like I said, is pretty good, since they're trying to match what the bike looks like in real life. The kickstand is really loose on this one. On the black one, it's pretty stiff, so it holds up. It holds up when you push it up, and it has no problem staying down. It has no problem holding the bike in place. But that is another QC thing, and I don't really know how I could fix that. Because I don't want to take this thing apart, but maybe some floor polish in there might help tighten it up a bit. But like I said, it's not a huge deal, but it is what it is. As for the light up feature on the bottom, I put batteries in this one already. You just unscrew the screw, take it off, take the cover off. There's 3 batteries. They're called, I think they're AG3 on the packaging. They tell you to buy that style of battery, and you can get that battery off of Amazon if you can't find it locally. I couldn't find it, so I found there's this battery store called Batteries Plus here where I live, and they had an equivalent, so I just bought it there instead of buying it off of Amazon and having to wait for shipping. So I was able to do that. So if you have a Batteries Plus or some kind of battery type store, try that and see if you can find the type of battery you need. If not, just get it off of eBay. It doesn't cost that much. But yeah, once you take this off, insert the 3 batteries, you actually press down. Yeah, and that's the sound, and that's the light up feature. But yeah, you just press the spring-loaded back wheel down, and that's how it activates. I don't really care for this. I didn't know when I first bought it that it lit up and that there was sound. And the sound isn't great quality, but I don't expect that. It's this thing costs 13, 14 bucks if you want to round up. So I don't expect it to have like fantastic like sound quality. The lights are a great feature. I kind of wish if you just press the thing down, I kind of just wish the lights just stayed on, and then if you press them again, it would go off. That's all I really care about. The lights just staying on would have just been good enough for me. But it's there for those who want it. Like once I'm done with this review, I'm gonna take the batteries out because, like I said, that was never a major selling point for me. So you're probably asking, how does this stack up when you put figures on it? And I threw in like 3 or 4 different types of figures. I threw a Marvel Legends Punisher on it, and I threw I threw a Figure Arts Black Panther and a Figure Arts Nick Fury because I just happened to have those out, so I just grabbed them real quick. And then I also threw another Figure Arts toy, a female figure, because, you know, mostly female figures are usually smaller than in scale. They're scaled 1/6, but they're smaller in scale to the male characters. And I thought the Marvel Legends was just a little bit too big in scale for this bike, but I felt like the Figure Arts toys all felt like they worked. Oh no, I'm sorry. I used a Mafex Black Panther. My bad. Not the Figure Arts. It was Mafex, and I thought the Mafex looked okay. It's roughly almost the same height as a Marvel Legends Punisher, and usually, and even though the MCU Figure Arts toys are scaled at 1/12, some of them are a little smaller than 6-inch, and I think those worked the best on this bike. So I don't know. You can get them, if you decide to get this, you can use it for whatever you want, obviously, but my personal preference was the Figure Arts. I also did some other picture. I took another picture of some other bikes for scale. I had a Maisto, I think it was a Kawasaki Ninja that my Catamaran Rider ZO was sitting on, and then I had the McFarlane Toys. Man, I cannot remember what that line was called. Because I have like 2 of those bikes. One is still in the package, but anyway, that one I had my Alternative Zero on, just so you guys get a sense of scale and how this bike looks next to other bikes. And I think it matched up pretty well. So like I said, for a budget bike with budget QC, I don't think this is too bad. And I think it looks good, and I think your figures will look good on it. So that's pretty much it. Also forgot to mention it does rotate. The front wheel does turn, but this isn't how the bike turns in real life. I think one of the pictures I showed, there's that support shock column that's in the middle. It's easier to see with the silver bike, the red and silver, but this actually the bottom shifts left and right, and that actually rotates the wheel on an axis, and that's how you turn with this bike. This entire headlight front portion doesn't move, just the handlebars and the wheel and the shock absorbing support. But yeah, I just want to point out that little detail because it's not completely accurate to how the bike actually functions in real life. I assume if they were to do that, it would cost more because that would require more engineering, and I'm happy with just the way this turned out because I just bought this for the look. So that's gonna pretty much do it. If you guys got any constructive criticism, any comments, hit me up in the comments section below. Like and subscribe and all that fun jazz. And I will see you guys on the next action figure review. I'm Agent O and I'm out. Peace.